So yesterday on Twitter, Davante Adams had a response to a question about Aaron Rodgers, which I want to show you guys. And it's not doesn't seem serious to me. Of course, you can choose to read into this how you want to read into this, but I want to sort of discuss a potential scenario of Aaron Rodgers and the Las Vegas Raiders because I think that sort of brings up the conversation right here. So someone asked Davante last night, which neighborhood is Aaron Rodgers moving to? Davante says mine. And while maybe this is true, I'm guessing he's joking. You would assume it's sort of like he's playing around on Twitter. I saw that before that. He asked Twitter, ask any question you have, and I'll answer 15 questions. Someone decides to ask, where is Rodgers going? Which neighborhood is Rodgers going to live in? And Davante says mine. And as I said, he's probably joking. Who knows what Rodgers is going to do? But it does sort of bring up the question of, the potential of a reunion between Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers. And on this channel, as this is a Packers channel where I break down Packers news, everything Packers, of course, the biggest topic right now is, of course, Aaron Rodgers as we await the decision. And there's so many factors, as I've discussed on this channel time and time again. And I do think that when you look at just the chemistry, the connection that Rodgers and Davante had with each other, it still makes the Raiders a very interesting place for Rodgers if, for whatever reason, the Packers and Rodgers decide to part ways. They decide to trade Rodgers. The Raiders do seem like, one of those top options. And when you look at, sportsbook odds, they are one of the top 3 or 4 options right now when it comes to where Aaron Rodgers could land outside of the Green Bay Packers. And so there is one other thing I saw yesterday that I believe it was the Raiders GM was asked about the quarterback position, and he said that he doesn't think it's smart to, throw away tons of capital for one player. But at the same time, I don't just know if you can trust GMs who may be in the market for certain players. Last year, the Raiders were willing to trade a first and a second for Davante, and I honestly don't really 100% believe everything GMs are saying right now just because they have to have some kind of leverage. They can't, release all of their thoughts and about certain situations, about certain players, what they'd really be willing to do. And I think if you are the Raiders, you should want to trade for someone like an Aaron Rodgers. And when you add in the fact that Davante is there, I think that's why, the Raiders are one of the biggest, the most likely teams if Rodgers were to get traded, one of them when it comes to, that situation there. The fact that they need a quarterback, Derek Carr is no longer going to be there. And if you put Aaron Rodgers on that offense, I think that it was the 12th best scoring offense last year with Derek Carr. If Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback of that offense, I think they're, top 5 offense in the NFL. When you have Davante, of course, we already know what happens when you put Aaron Rodgers and Davante together. And then you have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, potentially Josh Jacobs if he returns. And last season, when you look at all those weapons, when it comes to Renfrow, Davante, Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs, they only played a total of 76 snaps together because of different injuries. And so if Rodgers goes there and all those guys are healthy and back, I see no reason why it wouldn't be one of the best offenses in the NFL because Rodgers, he did struggle a little this year, more so than usual. I think it has to do with, first off, Davante leaving. He would have Davante back, so that would solve lots of issues for Rodgers. They already have that chemistry, and then they have many other weapons as well. The only issue is, of course, the Raiders have a very terrible defense, so that could still sort of hold that team back. But I think when you look at that situation, it could make sense, and we'll see if Rodgers actually does move into Davante Adams' neighborhood. But I just wanted to break down, show you guys that tweet, share my thoughts on that sort of situation. But thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my Packers newsletter down below. I'll be out with one later today. And that's all I have for today. I'll see you guys next time.